There are so many AI video face swap tools now. They can be a lot of fun, and they're also surprisingly useful for content creation. But once you actually try them, you'll probably notice something. Some tools look amazing in one video, but completely fall apart in another. So, which one is actually the best? Today, I'm comparing 3 of the most popular AI video face swap tools: NiceGen AI, Remaker AI, Magic Hour. I'll test all 3 using exactly the same videos and the same face image, so the comparison is as fair as possible. Instead of just saying which one looks better, I'll also explain what you should pay attention to when choosing a face swap tool. And you'll find links to all of these tools in the description below. Let's get started. Before we jump into the comparison, here's how I'll evaluate each result. First, how closely does the swapped face resemble the source person? Besides judging it visually, I also measured facial similarity. For every result, I selected the same clear front-facing frame after the face swap and compared it with the source image using the same face recognition model. This gives us a consistent similarity score across all 3 tools. Second, are there any strange visual problems like face swap consistency? If the tool can't keep tracking the same face throughout the video, the face swap won't stay consistent. Another important thing we should pay attention to is that if the tool misses someone, you simply won't be able to swap that person's face. You'll see exactly what I mean later in the comparison. For this comparison, I prepared 5 different videos. The first 3 contain only one person. The last 2 contain multiple people, which is much more difficult for any face swap tool. Every tool uses the same source face and the same original videos. That way, the only difference comes from the tool itself. Let's start with a simple test. This video contains just one person with good lighting and minimal movement, so it should be an easy case for any AI face swap tool. Let's start with NiceGen AI. The workflow is very straightforward. First, simply upload your video. Then, click Face Detection. The tool will automatically scan the video and identify every potential person that appears. Once the scan is complete, select the person you want to replace, upload your source face image, and click Generate. The result looks quite close to the source face. More importantly, the swapped face blends naturally with the original footage, making the overall result look smooth and convincing. Next, let's test Remaker AI. For a single-person video, choose Single Face Mode. Upload your video and the source face image. I recommend using the V2 model here as it produces noticeably better results than V1. Then click Generate. Visually, the face integrates well with the original footage, and the overall quality looks clean and natural. Finally, let's try Magic Hour. Just like Remaker AI, it also provides a single face swap mode. Simply upload your video and the source face image, then click Create Face Swap. The swapped face is reasonably close to the source, and the face blending is generally good. However, compared with the other 2 tools, the output looks a little softer, with slightly less facial detail. It's also worth noting that Magic Hour limits its highest quality output to its more expensive subscription plans, so upgrading may produce sharper results. To make the comparison more objective, I ran the face similarity evaluation using the same method for all 3 tools. NiceGen AI achieved the highest score at 65.4%, followed by Remaker AI at 56.8%. Magic Hour scored around 40% in this test. For the second test, I picked a close-up video where the face takes up most of the frame. This type of footage is actually more challenging than it seems. Because the face is so large on screen, every little detail becomes much more noticeable. Let's look at the result. Starting with NiceGen AI, you can tell it's trying to match the source face, but it doesn't really look that similar overall. The face stays smooth throughout the video, and the swapped face blends naturally with the original footage. For Remaker AI, the swapped face resembles the source at first glance, but the overall similarity isn't particularly high. Visually, Remaker AI looks quite similar to NiceGen AI. As for Magic Hour, the result is similar to the original face, but not an exact match. In terms of visual quality, Magic Hour isn't as sharp as the other two. In our face similarity evaluation, NiceGen AI scored 66.3%, followed by Remaker AI at 56.8%, while Magic Hour achieved 51.1%. The third test is probably the most challenging single-person scenario. The person starts with their back to the camera, so there's no face to swap at the beginning. As they turn around, the AI has to detect the face instantly, reconstruct the target identity, and maintain a natural-looking result throughout the transition. This transition is surprisingly difficult, and it's where many face swap tools begin to struggle. Let's see how each tool performs. Starting with NiceGen AI, the swapped face stays fairly close to the source image overall. During the transition from the back view to the side profile, there is some minor flickering, and the face blending isn't perfectly smooth at first. However, once the face becomes fully visible, the result quickly stabilizes and looks natural. For Remaker AI, the swapped face is also reasonably close to the source image, but the side profile transition is a bit less stable. The face swap isn't completely smooth, and the flickering is a bit more noticeable during the transition. Finally, Magic Hour struggles the most in this test. The side profile isn't reconstructed very well, and the swapped face becomes inconsistent throughout the turn. Even after the face is almost fully visible, the result still lacks stability, making the entire transition appear less natural. To quantify the results, I also ran the same face similarity evaluation. NiceGen AI achieved the highest score at 69.5%, followed by Remaker AI at 58.3%. Magic Hour scored 38.1%. Now let's move on to the first multi-person test. This video contains 4 people, and we'll be swapping the faces of 2 of them. Before comparing the results, let's take a quick look at the workflow. Unlike single-person videos, every tool first needs to detect all the faces in the scene before you can choose which ones to replace. Let's start with NiceGen AI. The workflow is simple. Upload the video, click Face Detection, and the AI automatically scans the entire video to identify every face that appears. In this case, it correctly detected all 4 people. After that, simply select the 2 people you want to replace, upload the corresponding source face images, and click Generate. The swapped faces look quite close to the source images, and both blend naturally with the original footage. More importantly, the results remain stable and consistent throughout the video. Next is Remaker AI. For this test, we'll use multiple faces mode. After uploading the video, you'll need to choose a reference frame where all the target faces are clearly visible. Remaker uses this frame for face detection. I initially chose the first frame, but it only detected 2 of the 4 people, meaning half of the faces were missed before the face swap even started. So I went back and picked another frame. This time, all 4 people were detected correctly. Once the detected faces are confirmed, simply select the people you want to replace, upload the source images, and generate the result. The swapped faces are visually very close to the source images. However, I noticed that the person on the left occasionally loses consistency. The swapped face briefly flickers in several parts of the video, making the overall result feel less seamless. Finally, let's test Magic Hour. We'll use its multi-face swap mode. After uploading the video, the AI automatically detects the faces in the scene. Simply select the people you want to replace, upload the corresponding source images, and click Create Face Swap. The swapped faces are reasonably similar to the source images. However, both swapped faces show noticeable consistency issues throughout the video. Noticeable flickering occurs in both side profile and front-facing shots, making the overall result look less natural. In terms of similarity score, for NiceGen AI, the left person scored 73.2%, while the right person scored 65.6%. Remaker AI achieved the highest similarity scores at 85.5% and 83.9%. Magic Hour scored 46.1% and 49.0%. For our final test, I chose one of the most challenging scenarios. This video contains 4 people and includes a scene transition, making it a tough test for face detection, tracking, and temporal consistency. Our goal is to swap the face of one person and see how well each tool maintains a stable and natural-looking result before, during, and after the transition. Let's see how they perform. NiceGen correctly detects all 4 people in the video. The swapped face stays very close to the source image, and more importantly, it blends naturally with the original footage. Even through the scene transition, the face remains stable with no noticeable tracking issues, resulting in a smooth and consistent face swap from start to finish. Next is Remaker AI. I initially used the first frame as the reference frame for face detection, but it only detected 2 of the 4 people, which means some faces were missed before the swapping process even started. Even after trying several different reference frames, it still detected only 2 faces. The swapped face is visually quite close to the source image. However, there are several moments where the face swap loses consistency. You can see the swapped face briefly changing or becoming unstable, especially during the scene transition. Another issue I noticed is that Remaker also swapped a face that I didn't select, which could be problematic in videos with multiple people. Magic Hour actually detects 6 faces, even though there are only 4 people in the video. This suggests that the same person may have been detected multiple times, making accurate face selection and consistent tracking more difficult. The swapped face still looks fairly similar to the source face, but just like Remaker, the result suffers from noticeable consistency issues. The face swap occasionally changes from frame to frame, making the overall result look less stable and less natural. When it comes to similarity scores, NiceGen AI achieves around 66.6% facial similarity based on our evaluation method. Remaker AI scored 79.3%, and Magic Hour reached 39.5%. Although Remaker AI achieved the highest similarity score, its tracking errors, unintended face swap, and stability issues noticeably affected the overall viewing experience. Every tool has its strengths, but based on these 5 tests, NiceGen and Remaker produced the most consistent results overall. In particular, they handled multi-person videos and more challenging scenes better than Magic Hour. Ultimately, the best choice depends on the kind of videos you're working with.